I was really fortunate as a pastor. Healthy Church Initiative was offered to First United Methodist Church Plano shortly after I arrived in July of 2016. Church was at a transition point, as churches are usually with an appointment change, and the opportunity arose with the help of the North Texas Conference to rethink how we do church. And Healthy Church Initiative gave us a number of helpful tools by which to gauge where we are and to discern where is it God's calling us to be. With a combination of surveys, town hall meetings, mystery guests, feedback from professionals who have done this work before, we were able to fairly quickly pass by a 172-4 margin to move ahead with 5 prescriptions that we and our coaches discern to be the pathway forward to find greater focus and greater vitality in a 171-year-old church. So amongst those prescriptions, we really ramped up our hospitality, and the way we do hospitality now looks different than it did 3 years ago. With everything from a centered hospitality center and persons with tags saying, "Ask me any question," to upgraded coffee and people at doors, the consistent feedback now is, "I want to come back to this church, for they welcome us earnestly." Also amongst those prescriptions was to discern a pathway of discipleship, a systematic way by which a first-time guest becomes an entrenched and enthusiastic member, ready to share the love of Jesus Christ through this church with other people. We now have a membership class that has raised expectations for what it means to be a member of First United Methodist Church Plano. And people are responding to that challenge with enthusiasm and commitment. Amongst the prescriptions was to come up with ways to reach younger families and to reach people in our mission field that for us had become mostly a function of major events that we do that were largely transactional. We put on a big Pops concert for the 4th of July. We park cars for the balloon festival. In and of themselves, good and important things, but are they making disciples for Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world became the question. And in revisiting that, what we're now asking is everything we do mapped to our discerned vision, which is how we get after our mission? And that vision statement is connecting God and grace to self and community. And thanks to some great publicity by the folks within our church, our people are really getting it. They wear t-shirts that have that splashed across the t-shirt, and they had that proudly. I think the most recent example of that was the week after Easter. I challenged our church to sign up to go and engage at a multi-generational level with any of over 12 missional outreach opportunities in our mission field. We had one combined service, and we blessed the work we were about to do, and then we dispersed. More than 2 by 2. Over 270 people went out to over 12 mission sites to do amazing work in the name of Christ. And like the story of the disciples being sent out by Jesus, they came back praising God and glorifying God for what they had experienced with people who they came into personal contact with. Youth singing to nursing home residents, cookies being delivered to businesses and first responders who have to be where they are on Sundays, work being done on homes of people who could not afford to have these things done to their house or to their yard. And great was the rejoicing when people came back. And more importantly was the often heard response, "When can we do this again?" I've told our church leaders that when at the end of this 3 or 4 year period of living into our vision, we truly have become the church that is laser focused on discipleship and laser focused on mission, that we'll look back to April 28th, 2019 as the day in which we really realized who we are and who we're called to be for the world. That's what the Healthy Church Initiative has enabled us to do, is to find increasingly our best selves, and more importantly, who we are to be for Jesus Christ in our mission field here in Collin County near Plano, Texas. I couldn't be more thankful for the work that the North Texas Conference has provided, my coach, Reverend Gene Wisdom, and the team that has enabled us to think intentionally and strategically about why we do what we do.